Honestly, beautiful people, I have nothing against commercial tomato paste, but I'm just exploring and enjoying substituting beetroot for it. You should give this a try. You may just like it. My name is Sianoki, and it's always a pleasure to have you here. So I have washed and cut my tomatoes into half and quarters. I'm not adding water at all to this. I'll just cover it and bring it to a boil. Now I have also cleaned my chickens. I've taken out all this excess fats that I don't want, and then I'll just go ahead, blend some onions, pepper, ginger and garlic, and then I'll add it to my meat. So to my chicken, I added about 1/3 of the blended ingredients, and then some coriander seeds powder, paprika powder, some of my local mixed spices. I have the recipes of all of that, and I'm also adding some white pepper, salt, badia mixed spice, and some seasoning cube to this. I'm not going to add any water to this as well. I'm adding some basil, and then I'll cover it for it to steam. Now I'm checking on my tomatoes. My saucepan is not too big for the quantity I'm cooking, so I'm going to skim some of this water. These are all juices that came out of the tomatoes. I didn't add any water at all to this, so I'm just taking that off to create some space. At this point, I'm adding in some beetroot and ginger. I love the taste of ginger in boiled tomatoes. So, and with the beetroot, I had just about half a cup. That was all I had, but it is okay. Just a little goes a long way. We don't want the beetroot to overwhelm this tomato. So after about 2 minutes of stirring, I am just going to strain this in a colander because I don't want to blend this together with the hot juices from the tomatoes, you know. So I'm just straining it, and then I'll blend what was left or what is left in my colander. My blender is not that powerful, so after blending I decided to give it another strain. You can actually skip this process, or you can even skip the whole boiling process from the beginning. You can just blend your tomatoes, your ginger and everything together, but I love to do mine this way. Yeah, so basically this is all the skin from the tomatoes, and then I am just adding the rest of it, and see how vibrant this is looking, guys. All that tomatoes with that little beetroot tomatoes is looking very beautiful. So I'll cover this because it's going to splatter and stir from time to time. Now we'll be checking on our chicken as well, stirring that as well also from time to time. So this chicken steamed for just about 10 minutes. I'm doing this mostly because I want all this stock from the chicken, and it is going straight into my halogen oven. I'm using the halogen oven today. You can substitute this with your oven. You can do this in your normal oven. I've had a number of requests from people to really show them how I use this halogen oven. So as you can see, I plugged it, and then I think I have to make a special video on that. So that's 200 degrees for 30 seconds, and then I'll just let it fry. So this chicken has done 28 minutes in the halogen oven, and I am going to just, you know, flip the other side so that that can also fry. So we go ahead and check on our tomatoes. There's a lot of multitasking happening here, and it is thickening up nicely, just like the way we want it. Remember to cover it because of all the splatters. And then this is the stock from our chicken. If you remember, we didn't add any water at all to the chicken, so these are all juices that came out from the chicken, and there's so much going on in there. Some of the skins were hanging in there, some of the meats and the basil, so I just decided to strain this as well. This again is optional. So this is the stock that we'll be using for our stew. So the second time in the halogen was just about 20 minutes. The first time was 30 minutes, the second time is 20 minutes, and this is our chicken. Is nicely done without frying it. It's so done, yeah, and we are good to go. So next thing that is happening, we have a splash of oil, some oil in our wok, and then I'm adding the rest of the blended ginger, onions, pepper and garlic, and then I'll stir this, cover, and then till it is cooked, till it's fried nicely, you know. I've been stirring this from time to time until what you're seeing now. Yeah, so basically that is that. So at this point, wherever the tomato reached, I just took it and I'm just adding it right to this onions, and is this not beautiful? Yeah, I'll just give this a nice stir, and then also adding my stock, the stock from my chicken to this, and so much flavor in here, so many things happening in here, but then it is all adding to make this stew a very nice and delicious one. So again, there'll be a lot of splattering, so you have to cover it and stir from time to time. And beautiful people, we're having this with some vegetable rice. So this is our flavored oil from our green chili sauce. You can use butter, you can use any flavored oil that you have. So to that I'm adding some green beans, some green bell pepper, and then the green part of spring onion. That was what went in. Now goes in my carrots and some cucumbers. I'll just be stirring this is just to fry it for about 2 minutes to have all the flavors in there, and then the salt will also activate the sweetness in this veggies. So I added just a little sprinkle, sprinkle salt on this, and then I had some rice boiling in my rice cooker. This rice is cooked, yeah, it is on warm, so I'm just adding these veggies and then I'll stir this, cover it, and we are done. Like, very simple, beautiful people. Now, one thing I forgot to mention is I'm adding the green part of the spring onions here. Yeah, so once I cover it, it's left on warm, and then until we're ready to have this dish. Ta-da! I feel like I am messing this voiceover, but I've just been doing this over and over again. I'll go with it like that. Yeah, so for safety precautions, when you are stirring this, remember that tomato stew really does splatter a lot, so you may want to shield yourself from getting burnt by it. So make sure that you are strategically stirring this. Anytime I open to stir, what I do is I reduce the fire like to the lowest heat, yeah, and then I just go and stir this from time to time until you see all this oil forming on top of it, sort of giving you a sign that it is done. So the next thing, I'm adding the chicken. This is also optional. If you don't want, you can put your chicken aside and have it with it, but we do not mind, so we putting the chicken right back into this stew for it to absorb all the flavors from this stew. And my meat or the chicken was really nicely spiced, so the sauce from the chicken really was okay. I didn't need any more spice. I just added a little bit of salt to the stew to taste, and that was it. But feel free, if you want some more spice, feel free and make it your way. So beautiful people, we've come to the end of the video. We have a vegetable rice with a chicken stew that has been grilled, and it was just so tasty. I hope you give this a try. Thank you for joining me. Always a pleasure to have you here. Don't forget to smash that like button. Stay safe. I love you.